morning. Thanks for joining me again. Sorry about the puffing and panting. Steep climb right from the start on this one. Well, I'm up in North Yorkshire again, in the North Yorkshire Dales, and I don't know whether you remember, but last time I was up here I said I'd been meaning to come back and do a climb that I'm not done before. So I've just parked up in Ingleton village, where I'm staying the night behind a pub in the camper van, and heading up to Ingleborough. Now, as most of you all know, Ingleborough is one of the Yorkshire Three Peaks, but I'm an old codger, so I'm just doing the one today. It's 706 metres above sea level, 704. I'll correct it on the screen, I can't remember. And I was hoping to pick a weather window with some nice blue skies. Yesterday, not a cloud in the sky. Today, as you can see, grey and overcast. But anyway, we'll make the most of it. And why not stick along and enjoy the views, whatever views we get. Path's levelled out now just for a little while. First section, as I say, just takes us up from Ingleton along Main Street, and then a very short section of, I think it's Hawes Road, and then you'll see to the right a footpath sign up to Ingleborough, and we head up along there. First section's very steep, and I'm sure it'll turn steep again in a short while, but the first feature we come up across is white scars just up to our left here. A lot of these big masses of limestone scars. Got another one on the plan for tomorrow up near Helworth Bridge. Well, I should be going up that one. I've just stopped for a glug of water, put the cover on the bag. Yeah, just heading up into the cloud now. It's not really raining, it's just heading up into the low cloud, so you're starting to feel the moisture, but no sign of it clearing so far. Anyway, onwards. Heading up past a remote farmhouse now, and starting to get a better view of where we're heading up to. But as I say, I think the summit will be in cloud unless we get lucky. Waymarker's only saying 1.5 miles to the summit now. Not many people about at all so far. Passed a couple of guys coming down. 2 guys have just passed me going up. And yeah, it's only a Tuesday midweek, so yeah, very quiet. Can get busy at weekends, I believe. Well, even on a grey misty day, there's something about it. I think you get maybe an extra sense of isolation or something when it's sort sort of overcast like this. It's not even properly misty, it's just low cloud. But look at that behind me there. Nearly there. Can't see more than about 20 yards or so now there. Probably won't show up like that on the GoPro. It's just throws everything into the distance with it being wide angle, but I'll show you anyway. Oh, there you go. Just crouched down behind Ingleborough Trig now. It's blowing a gale, freezing cold, my hands are cold. Can't see a thing, no views, but anyway, good fun. 724 metres, not 704 as I said earlier. Just check the map again. So yeah, I'll just go and try and find some better shelter for a minute, and then make a plan for whether to retrace some steps or continue along a different route down. Right, just heading down off the summit of Ingleborough now. I've not hung around very long up there at all. It's really quite bitter in the wind, and my hands had got wet, so I was getting quite cold, so I'm heading down. So I'm heading down the sort of, I suppose it's the north-western face, the steeper side of Ingleborough, and then across the valley, and then marked on the map there's a Roman road that heads down the valley back to Ingleton. I don't believe there's much trace of anything Roman about it anymore, but I just thought it'd be interesting to walk in the steps of some centurions, so I'm heading down that way. Oh, lovely to be down out of that wind. It's in the shelter of the mountain here, so it's back to being nice and mild again. If you are following the route I'm following at any point in time, when you're coming back down, just be a little bit careful. There's two flagged paths that come down, and the one on the route that I'm taking is heading towards somewhere called Humphrey Bottom, and it's very easy to get on the other path and find yourself out on the Dales Highway heading towards Horton, so just be a little bit careful. I started off down the wrong one and then cut across to this one once I noticed I was going wrong. Just met a nice chap from Glasgow who lives in Barnoldswick. Hello, if you ever get to watch this. And he's just told me that this is the steepest way down, and I could see it on the map, but yeah, it's a proper old scramble, so yeah, it's good fun, but probably not the best one for a wet day. Anyway, slowly but surely. Yeah, glad I chose that route. Quite good fun that. Whether you can see it up behind me. Bit scrambly, but yeah, probably better on a dry day, but yeah, good fun. Onward and downward. Just give you a little panorama round of Ingleborough now from this end where it's lower, it's not in cloud, and right round to over here where I was before up at the summit, and, still shrouded in low cloud. Right, just had a bite to eat, so better press on. Sinkhole right next to the path down into the limestone. Must be a good 50-foot deep. Loads of those around here, so it's sort of feature of the landscape. Over here is like sort of limestone terracing or pavement. Heading down now through some lovely limestone features. The RAF are out practicing as well, and we're heading down to a farm called Souther Scales. Sorry about that. Can't see him up in the clouds. So yeah. Yeah, did you hear that? A farm called Souther Scales, and through there, and then we're just heading down to a little hamlet which I've forgotten the name of, but I'll tell you when we get there. So as we come out of the field below that farm, there's a little gate to go through, cross a B road, and then you're heading straight across the road down into Chapel le Dale, and going down across an old bridge across a dried up stream. I think it says it's the River Dow or something like that. And then just up here we're looking for this Roman road to the left. Okay, we're just heading away from that little hamlet with the lovely Chapel le Dale, and just heading down now. This is the old Roman road, and as I say, there's no sign of any Roman remains along here. That's all long ago been dispersed, but you can see how straight it is when you look on the map. I believe it was relayed as a turnpike route in the 18th century, and that probably obliterated you know, any remaining signs of the Roman build. Further up towards beyond Horton, I believe there's a section that's still quite well preserved, but I think the whole thing ran from Lancaster to Hawes. So I'm not sure how many miles that is, but yeah, it's just food for the imagination, walking in the footsteps of Roman centurions. Okay, well I'm not sure the Roman road was my best route making decision ever. It's about 4 miles long, quite undulating up and down, and on a nice fine day I'm sure the scenery on either side is absolutely beautiful, but today everything's covered in mist and flag and you can't really see anything. So on top of that, I've just had the rain blowing straight in my face for a thick end of 4 miles, and yeah, it's been a bit miserable. So I'm just about to start dropping down into Ingleton again, and I've showed you that before a little bit this morning, so I won't show you again. So I'll sign off here. I think the entire route was about 11 miles or something like that, maybe a little bit over just by the time I get back. Yeah, I really loved Ingleborough, especially that route down. It's been a good walk on a lousy day. So anyway, if you've followed me this far, if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, maybe you'd consider hitting the subscribe button. But either way, I'll plod on back down to the camper van, get some dry things on, and straight in that pub. See you on another video. Cheers, folks. Cheers. Ingleton Pale. Very good.